Hi, everybody. Welcome. Nathan Ronen, CFA here with another update on the CFA Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3 program. This is all about, hey, Nathan, I did hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of Qbank questions, CFA Institute questions on the learning ecosystem, and I still failed the exam. What happened? Well, if you'd like to know more about this, press the subscribe button now and the notifications button so that you can continue to receive these updates as they come out, because you'll find them very helpful in your preparation for the CFA Level 1, Level 2, or Level 3 exams. Okay, well, there's, I wouldn't say every day, but I would say almost a day doesn't pass by where I don't get either an email, a phone call, or a text, or even some other kind of message where the person says, hey, Nathan, I never used your services before. I heard about you on whatever it is, whatever social media it was, or through the CFA Institute. And I wanted to ask a question. When I studied for the Level 1 exam, or I studied for the Level 2 exam, or whatever, I studied for the Level 3 exam, I really did a lot of questions right before the exam. I was sitting there, I think I did every single question in one of the major prep providers' Qbank system. I did all of the questions in the learning ecosystem. I did all of the questions in the CFA curriculum, modules, or books, but I couldn't believe it. I failed the exam. And I didn't fail the exam. Well, I was close. Some people will say I was close to the bar. Others will say I still failed and I wasn't close to the bar. I don't understand. I thought I knew this stuff. What happened? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You had a very bad strategy. And when you have a very bad strategy, you should expect that your results are not going to be very good. And that goes whether you are studying for an exam or you're planning a marketing campaign for your company or whatever. If you don't plan accordingly or you don't have a good strategy, it's probably not going to be very productive and you're not going to get the results that you want. Qbank questions or practice questions are very helpful at a particular period of time in your study plan. They're not really very valuable to you a couple of weeks before the exam. Now, one of the things I do with all of my candidates who work with me to pass their Level 1, Level 2, or Level 3 exams is I highlight this for them, okay? And I would highlight this for you, among other things, so that you have a very good strategy. I will tell you this, first talking about Level 1. Question banks are very helpful at Level 1 because the Level 1 exam is a multiple choice exam of 180 questions, and those are random questions. So by practicing a lot with Qbanks, such as the one that the CFA Institute gives you as part of the learning ecosystem, you can probably see a lot of very similar questions on the real exam. So I think it's very helpful if you do those during the time that you're studying the material to reinforce the material. I would not do Qbank questions a couple of weeks before the exam or 3 weeks or 4 weeks before the exam. That's when you should actually be doing actual mock exams. So mock exams should be done prior to doing the real exam, not Qbank questions. For Level 2, I think question banks, as they call them, Qbanks, are less meaningful to most candidates simply because of the structure of the exam. The exam is an item set exam. It's still multiple choice questions, but in an item set format, vignettes with stories followed by 4 questions about the story that you read or the vignette that you read. And these are very hard to reproduce in the same quantity as you see with multiple choice questions at Level 1. So doing just a whole bunch of random, single, multiple choice questions that doesn't really simulate the real exam format is going to be less helpful to you. So Qbanks, in my honest opinion, are not as helpful at Level 2 as they are at Level 1. But they can help to reinforce some concepts. But I wouldn't be looking at those Qbank questions, whether they're from the CFA Institute or a major prep provider, and say, hey, this is what I should expect on the real exam. No way. The real exam are going to be much more complicated, more analytical, or more integrated questions than what you're seeing in question banks from the CFA Institute or from prep providers. And then again, you don't want to be doing those Qbanks right before the exam. You want to be doing them while you study to reinforce what you read. But again, mock exams is the key to what you should be doing right before the real exam, even at level 2. And at level 3, I would say that multiple choice format, multiple stories like you had from level 1 for a level 3 exam, totally useless. Qbanks are going to be the least helpful at level 3. Yes, again, they can help to reinforce some concepts here and there. But again, when your level 3 exam is half item sets and half essays, just studying a whole bunch of multiple choice questions or doing many multiple choice questions isn't going to really get you to the point where you want to pass the exam. So you could do some of those multiple choice questions in a Qbank or in the learning ecosystem as you go along to reinforce, but don't rely on them having anything of the caliber, format, or substance of what you're going to get on the real exam, either as an item set or as an essay. And again, right before the level 3 exam, mock exams, mock exams, mock exams, essay mock exams, learn how to do the essays. So in summary here, whether you're a level 1, level 2, or level 3 candidate, Qbanks, question banks, and especially the one from the CFA Institute that you get when you register for the exam are going to be most valuable at level 1, less valuable at level 2, and least valuable at level 3. Now, I'm not saying don't do any of them, but just don't over-rely on them in place of doing mock exams or really preparing correctly for the CFA level 2 and level 3 exams. So again, keep in mind here that it doesn't hurt to do these, but make sure you do any kind of question banks early in your study journey and not right before your exams. If you have any questions about this, you can always reach out to me. You can find my email address and phone number on my website, chalkandboard.org. That's CHALK and AND, board, BOARD. That's chalkandboard, all one word, .org. And I'd be happy to answer and address any of your questions. Again, what I'm saying to you is also when you have a choice of Qbanks, I would definitely go with the learning ecosystem first. And again, it's not the be-all, end-all of what you need to do, but it's a good starting point. And I would do their questions before I go to any third-party providers, Qbank or, sample questions. All right, well, I hope this was helpful to you, and I wish you all the best on your level 1, level 2, or level 3 exams if you're taking them in February, May, August, November, whichever year, because I think you'll find this information quite timely. Have a good day and good luck to you.